After both Nebraska and Michigan State are coming off of bye week, the Spartans are set to roll into Memorial Stadium for a 3 p.m. Central kickoff time on Fox Sports 1. Welcome back to the Tunnel Walk Talk. I am your host, Emmett. Going into this week, week 6 matchup, Michigan State and Nebraska are both 3-1, coming off very tough losses. Michigan State lost to a very good top 25 USC team. They lost 45-31 in that game. Nebraska's losing to I'd call mediocre top 25 team in Michigan, 30-27. Both teams are looking to get back in the win column this week. Michigan State player stats: Aiden Childs, a quarterback. He's junior transfer in last year from Oregon State. He's a true dual threat guy. He is 70 of 102 and 868 passing yards and 9 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year. He is also the second leading rusher with 39 carries for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 3.9 on the ground. He has also 2 touchdowns on the ground and a long run of 39. They use a 2 running back set. 2 running backs. Mekhi Frazier is the main guy. He's a sophomore, standing at 5'10", 218 pounds. He's had 57 carries for 267 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 4.7 yards a carry. Their other running back, Brandon Tolis, he's a sophomore running back, staying at 6'1", 227. He's more than a third down goal line back, more of a bruiser back. He has 25 carries for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, averages 5.7 yards a carry. Their number 1 wide receiver is Amari Kelly. He's a senior, staying at 6 foot, 188 pounds. He has 21 receptions for 317 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 15.1 yards a catch. Nick Marsh, he is arguably the better receiver in my opinion. He's a little bit bigger body. He's a sophomore, 6'3", 203 pounds. He has 18 receptions for 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, and averages 12.3 catch. Nick's the jump ball guy. He's probably one of the best receivers on their team, honestly. Their third string is Christian McCray. He's a junior, he's a small guy, staying at 5'10", 171 pounds. He's a slot guy. He has 7 receptions for 128 yards, 1 touchdown, averages 18.3 yards per catch. The tight end is Michael Masunas. I think that's how you say his last name. He's a junior, standing at 6'5", 259 pounds. He's a big guy for a tight end. He has 7 receptions for 94 yards, has 2 touchdowns on the season, averaging 13.4 yards per catch. On defense, I only listed 3 guys here, the 3 standout guys. Technically 4, but linebacker Jordan Hall, he's a junior, staying at 6'3", 238 pounds. He has 16 solo tackles, 14 assists. He has 30 total on the season. He has 2 sacks and 1 forced fumble on the year. He seeks contact. He is a ball hawk through and through. DB Malik Spencer, he's a senior, at 6'1", 191 pounds, 12 solos, 5 assists, 17 total tackles, and 1 sack. The other DB, Willie, he's a senior, staying at 6'1", 190 pounds, 8 solo, 8 assists, 16 total. notable outs on defense. Wayne Matthews III, he had a pretty bad neck injury right before halftime, I think, with less than a minute left in the game. Went to make a tackle that was carted off the field, wasn't making hardly any movement. So he's probably going to be out for the season, let alone this game. Team stat comparison. Points per game, Michigan averages 34.3 yards a carry. Nebraska averages 48 points even. Third down efficiency, Michigan State is 20 for 46 and 43% on the year. Nebraska is 25 for 49, just over 50%. 51% on the year. Completion per attempts, they have 71 completion on 105 attempts. Nebraska's 118 through of 152 attempts. The net yardage on the season, Michigan State's is 881 total yards, and Nebraska is 1,407 yards. Michigan State averages 220 yards a game. Nebraska averages passing yards a game, and Nebraska averages 351. Michigan State and Nebraska both have 10 sacks apiece on the year. The quarterback's being sacked 10 times this year. Most of that came against Michigan last week for Nebraska. Rushing attempts, they have 144 rushing attempts and then Nebraska has 138 attempts. They have 616 total rushing yards. Nebraska has 579 total yardage. Michigan State has 1,497. Nebraska has 1,986. Yards per game, they average 374 yards per game. Nebraska averages 496. Fumbles, against fumbles lost, Michigan State's fumbled the ball 5 times, has 2 fumbles. Nebraska's 4 fumbles and only 1's lost. It was in that Houston Christian game again with Emmett Johnson on the goal line. Michigan State's thrown 2 picks through quarterbacks that they've played this year. Nebraska's only got 1. Dylan threw a pick last week. Turnover ratio for them is an even 0, which is pretty good. Nebraska's is +4, which is actually top 25 in the country for turnover ratio. I expect Michigan State to run the ball early in this game with 2 proven running backs and Aiden Childs. He's a dual threat quarterback. They're gonna try to use design runs with him to exploit Nebraska's very poor run defense the last couple weeks. The D-line will need to step up to be able to shed the run box this week and force Childs to throw the ball. Don't sleep on Michigan State's wide receiver room, though. They have for sure 3 guys that are really good, and that tight end, he does get involved in the game sometimes. They aren't afraid to throw it, they just don't like to. For Nebraska to win this game, they need to rely on offense to outscore the Spartans, and I expect this. I guess I shouldn't say I expect it to be a shootout style game, but this game can very well turn into a shootout style game if Nebraska's defense doesn't stop Michigan State's run game for sure. I don't think it'll come to that this week. I do think the defense does bounce back after playing very, very, very poor against Michigan. But after the bye week, I think they will improve. 5 keys to beating Michigan State. Number 1, exploit Michigan State's pass defense. Michigan State is giving up 263.5 yards per game. That is one of the worst in the FBS right now. Dylan and his receivers will have to have a fantastic game this week to win this game. I expect Nebraska to throw the ball a lot. Their DBs are not very good in coverage. They just are pretty shoddy, I guess. Number 2, neutralize Michigan State's pass rush. They will lean on getting pressure into Dillon this week, a lot like Michigan did. A lot of edge blitzes. I really hope our offensive line is improved in this bye week, so they don't give up 7 sacks and we're able to exploit this defense that has been fairly poor this year. Number 3, win the turnover battle. Nebraska currently ranks top 25 in turnover margins at +4 on the season. With Childs having turnover problems in the past, this defense will need to make Childs throw the ball and make mistakes to create turnovers this week. Number 4 is dominate on third downs. Michigan State's only converting 43% on third down. Nebraska will need to keep the chains moving on third and out and avoiding 3 and outs. Longer drives will wear this Michigan State defense down. Number 5 is control the run game, make Michigan State one-dimensional. Michigan State is solid-ish in the run game, averaging around 120-ish yards a game, but they do struggle to pass. Nebraska should get the run game going early, but I don't expect them to lean on the run game this week. I expect them to air the ball out quite a bit this week. With both teams looking to get back in the win column, Nebraska is favored by 10.5 this week versus Spartans. I don't expect this game to be anywhere particularly close. Michigan State almost lost to Boston College of all teams in double overtime. Almost lost to Youngstown State earlier this year. Got blown out by USC in week 4. I think Nebraska makes a statement. I think Nebraska wins in statement fashion this week, 42-20. Games around the country, games I thought had kind of interesting spreads, honestly. Number 14, Iowa State goes to Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is actually surprisingly favored 1.5. I don't know if that's something I didn't see on the injury report for any of these teams, or if it's just because of the home field advantage. But I do expect Iowa State to go into Cincinnati. That is honestly a pretty hostile environment, and win this game. Number 20, Illinois at Purdue. I only put this game on games around the country this week because Illinois is not favored by enough. They're only favored 9.5. I expect Michigan State to win by anywhere from 14 to 20 points. This Purdue defense is not good. I do think Illinois will win this game, though. Mississippi State at Texas A&M. Mississippi State's really impressed me this year. I thought they were going to beat Tennessee last week. They should have, but they kind of pissed it down their leg in the fourth quarter. Allowed them to come back in that game. A&M's favored 14.5. I think that's way too much. I do think A&M wins this game, but Mississippi State will cover. I expect this to be anywhere from a 3 to 7 point win for A&M. Clemson at North Carolina. I like Gio Lopez and the Tar Heels. Clemson's favored 13.5, which Cade Klubnik is not being a good quarterback this year. I had them in my playoffs at the beginning of the year. Honestly, I thought this Clemson team was going to be really good. They have a 3-headed monster at receiver, and they also got 2 or 3 good running backs that they can lean on. They just have not been producing. I think North Carolina wins this one at home in a fairly close game, I think. K-State at Baylor is my next pick this week. Baylor's favored 6.5. K-State has just not looked good. 2-3 on the year. Started this year off as a top. I think it was top 15 team. Might have been just top 20. I don't remember. But they fell off big. Avery Johnson is not looking like a good quarterback. He definitely hit a sophomore slump this year. Baylor's favored 6.5 in this game. I do think Baylor wins pretty easily. Sawyer Robinson is a really good quarterback, and I think he should be in the Heisman watch. Number 3, Miami at Florida State. Carson Beck is not I wouldn't say he's not a good quarterback. I just don't like him. Never have. Probably never will. Miami's favored 4.5 this game, which is absolutely absurd to me going into Florida State. Florida State having the year they're having. Yes, I know they lost a tough one last week, but then again, I don't think Miami has the weapons to beat Florida State. I think this game's going to be a shootout. I think Florida State's going to win this game. I really hope Nebraska can figure out the run defense this week. They're going to need to, otherwise Michigan State's going to run all over us. If Nebraska can stop them on the ground, I do think we'll win this pretty big. I don't think this Michigan State team is very good, besides a few key players. Yeah. Go Big Red. Have a great night.